Hello and welcome to GH Drive once again. I hope you do remember this windy sea blue Hyundai Elantra that we started working on somewhere last week about rebuilding it for a customer. I hope a lot of you do remember, especially those of you who had the opportunity to start the video with us. But if you are new, it means you'd have to go back and reorient yourself properly for this video. There is a link on the top left corner of the screen to the initial introductory video to this project, which will abreast you with what we've done so far and give you the proper orientation. So you can check that out. But if you don't want to and still want to proceed, that's okay. What we are doing is rebuilding a 2014 Hyundai Elantra Limited Edition with a tech package for a customer, but it was salvaged, imported from outside to be rebuilt for the customer, and we've done about an episode of work in a previous episode, and what we are looking now is exactly where we left off with that particular project. So those of you who have had the opportunity to see that video, this is where we left off and we pick it up. But at this point, several meetings have gone on, like I keep saying, and it's the Auto Bodyworks guys who are at work, and they are trying to correct the major impact area on this vehicle, which was the left rear as the driver's side, and as it stands now, he's trying to get the vertical beam on that side correctly, and just as the manufacturer did it. So that's what he's working on. You can see some of his tools at work. There's something more like a thread clamp that holds the joint and pulls it in so that he can actually get this beam right as is expected to. So that is what this project is all about, and this time around we are all going to go in depth and also go through this project as pros with the pro and bird's eye view cameras, so we can all have a greater understanding of what goes into it, and why I keep diffusing the minds of people that once your car is salvaged, it doesn't mean it's not safe any longer. With the right shop, just like GH Auto Drives, we can reinstate your vehicle no matter how bad it went, because we have the talent, we have the patience, we have the resources, and we have the brain. More importantly, we have the right supervision to get the right job done, and that is why GH Drive is different from other auto shops in the system. Anyway, let me just quickly come to the front and then introduce you to a little bit of the work that had to be done. And if you look at the radiator support, when the accident happened, there was a little bit of an impact because this car was pushed into another car in front of it that squashed the left side LED headlight. So it actually affected the black metal plate that is a part of the radiator support system, and that was quickly fixed. And when it was fixed, it was treated to industry standard with black coating to protect the treatments they did there. Okay, so that was it, and that was quickly done. But I think what we are all waiting for is to get this sorted out, and now we come back there. I think when he peeled the surface area, we have access and a clearer view. Now look at the hub, and you can tell it's tilted inward, so there's something wrong with the horizontal beam that the hub sits on for the tire to come fix onto. So yeah, that's what you're looking at now. We need to replace the beam. That is confirmed by the mechanical engineer, and so intermittently the Auto Bodyworks guys would have to hold on with their job for the mechanical guys to come in, and you can tell the shock absorber is dead, so it had to be replaced, and that was also imported as part of the stuffs that were ordered for this vehicle. So that is what you are looking at. This is you can actually have a good look at it from this angle, which gives you a more close-up view. And so basically, once he got the beam, he also covered the beam, the vertical beam. At this point, we had ordered in the beam so that we can actually correct that bend, which will affect the general alignment of the vehicle and affect the performance of the tire. So it was best that it was decided, the team decided to replace it, even though it was an unexpected cost. It was a good one because we want to give our customer the best. So the one nearer to the camera now is the new one, and this one, the one I'm walking to, is the affected one, the one that came with the vehicle. So what we're going to do is that we're going to quickly transfer the parts, the components of the old beam and onto the new beam so that we can get it fixed in there. The Auto Body Works guy needs this to be sorted out for him, because once the beam comes in and the hub comes to sit on it, we'll get the tire in so he can use that to gauge his alignment well, especially with the area where the impact was heavy. So we work simultaneously and sometimes intermittently, if the need be, so we can get a coherent jobs done. Okay, so what we are currently looking at is the fact that they've bolted the new beam into it, the replacement beam in there. He's preparing the surface upon which the hub would will be placed or fixed. And so he's preparing the studs and the area well so that he can easily slip the hub into the hub area, the hole, and then be able to bolt it with the nuts that sit on the studs. Okay, so basically that is my mechanical team coming in to help as quick as possible so that we don't delay we don't delay the Auto Body Works guide any further. Alright, so that is what is going on. It's quite a patient and detailed, attentive work that is required at this point, because this is basically the drivetrain of the vehicle, and if you don't get it right, you affect the drivability of the vehicle, and more importantly, the alignment and tire wear when it comes to the area of the impact. So we need to get this right, and as long as I'm concerned, I believe in meeting the industry standard, meeting the manufacturer standard. So if there is anything that has to be taken out and replaced, we do it right, we do it the best way, so that when you pick up your vehicle, it's already roadworthy, and you're safe and you're free from unwanted maintenances that come as a result of cutting corners and trying to force what has not been forced. So what we are quickly looking at is, so the process is almost complete, especially with the friction of the beam and the hub, and you can tell the studs are good looking at that place. Let me quickly show you the disc that came with it. I think it's okay, not so worn, and so we are going to use the existing disc in here. So that will be bolted onto the hub and the studs, but you can tell the shock absorber has been replaced and that is sorted out. Now let me just jump back to what you're looking at and let's experience this together. This is the closest I can get for my safety, but I'm trying so that we can all have a closer look at what goes into what we do, and we do a good job. So basically this is the Auto Body Works guy continuing his job after the mechanical guys have been able to put in the hub and the beam and the brake calipers and everything they removed from where the impact was. I mean, this gives him a lot more room to be able to work on what must work, and at this point he's actually grinding the surface of the vertical beam that he fixed. So that's what's going on. The under part, which I believe is very important, I mean, for professional work to be alright. Okay, so every place that he's actually soldered or braced in that area must be the surface must be prepared. Okay, and that's what he's doing, grinding the surface to give it an industry standard preparation. So I mean, this is what it is. We put the ties back in, and I think As for the passenger side rear tie, it didn't have any problem, so that shouldn't be a big deal. But my concern is actually with where the impact was, which is the rear driver side or the left, side where the impact is. So let's quickly go to that side and have a look at how the tire looks in there if we got it right. And well, at this point, it did look okay visibly, but you can only tell if you drop it and the surface sheet that is being peeled off comes in. It will help you, but it was going to help the Auto Body Works guy to be able to get the area aligned properly, and so it was a good thing we did. Let me just go back and show you the interior as it stands now. He's been able to pull the roof out, and I think he's done a bit of smoothing on top of it. He's done some works on the skirmishes that occurred on the fender, the driver side fender, and then the door. So basically, this is where we are now. He has been able to also prepare the sheet metal that he peeled off and tuck it back in. And at this point, I think we had gotten something good. That area must be prepared subsequently. But let me just give a pause and then show you the holes that carry brake fluid to the brake port. And we had replaced it off camera. So if you took a good look at it, you'd realize that the hose is back in, and I want to believe that after this fix, which was done by the mechanical team when they were putting in the beam, so that was solved. And I'm sure when we go to the dashboard in a future time, we should get at least one or two signals on the dashboard gone off because that problem has been fixed. So now this is where we are, and I think we've made good progress. We yeah, just have a good look. I don't even know what to say again, but I'm just trying to show you the progress we've made so far, and I think it's good. Again, we needed to bring in the replacement trunk, the trunk lid, so we can get the alignments done right. And at the same time, we also brought in the rear windscreen because we needed to get that alignment right. So all these things are just placed on it just to check the alignments, and then when they are in line, we go ahead and do the permanent fix that must be fixed. So the windscreen for the rear end is in, and that's what you're looking at. I believe I told you it was broken, and per our initial assessment, you saw it was cracked and shattered. So that is back in, but it's not complete because there's still some level of alignment that has to be done to get it correct. But this is just the initial aligning of the whole bit. But at this point, I think we are getting almost a full vehicle. The 10 to 15 inches that we had lost is back in, and I like the technology with which this guy peeled the surface and put it back. Okay, so this is where we are. Still looking, meh. Yeah, but we got the tie good. We got it good because I have been looking at it from the side and from the front, and well, I kept challenging myself that is it good? I mean, is it how I would want it to be? Because I want my things to be done properly. But I think at this point we had done a good job, a great job. The tie is okay. I'll take it for a spin today to make sure that the tie feels okay in that area. We had put this sunroof back, and yes, there's some little bit of alignment problem that has to be catered for on top, but this is how he tucked in and soldered the peeled area back in. I think the tech was great. I have seen him work on other cars, but with this particular one, he did something I hadn't seen before, peeling the sheet metal off on exactly the joint where the sound deafening rubbers comes in. So getting to the end of it, this is where we are. After we making sure that all the lines and alignments are good, we needed to grind the surface and give it an industry preparation, and that is what is going on. This is the closest I can go to be safe, but I guess where I stand, it still gives you a clearer idea of what is going on and what goes on in this. So I keep saying that when your car is salvaged or accidented, there is no way you can condemn that vehicle not to be ever safe. It's not true. And in a Western world, people go in and rebuild vehicles and make them roadworthy, and they gain roadworthy security, which means the cars are safe and they are roadworthy. That is what it means. So this is a good job. After a couple of days of work, I looked at it and I'm like, oh, okay, not bad. I think we've made a good progress, and we're gonna get a good job done. Yeah. So I told myself, I'm sure at this point you're also telling yourself, or are you not telling yourself the same thing? If you are not, just tell me what you think went wrong in the comment section, and I'll always pick it up and look at what we should have done so that I add it to the next project. So basically, in this episode, this is Auto Body Works done, and at this point I took it for a ride. Coming back, I decided to take a shot and show you. So this is what we have been able to do so far for this vehicle, and I'll leave it to your judgment. But I think now it looks like we have a full-size vehicle. We tried the headlights on, and I think it all works great. So have a great day. We'll meet again with a continuation. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and put on your notification bell if you haven't, so that the next episode that shows the progress that we've made will not be missed. This is GA Drive Autos bringing you these episodic videos on what we can do and what we believe in, and just enjoy. Have a great day. Meet you same time next week.